Well, for people who don't know, I mean, we've been talking about the clairs because I have some people that watch the videos and go, I don't know what you're talking about. So you raised a really
Right.
good point. It's like maybe we need to get a little more, break it down a little bit more. And so the clairs are basically the psychic senses, right? That's the way that we receive psychic information. And I think it's kind of interesting that really only the psychic community uses those terms because you hear me talk about parapsychology all the time. They
Right.
acknowledge the clairs, but they really don't get into them too much unless you're actually doing like a psychic development class. I mean, they're very aware that we see things and hear things, and that's what we're referring to when we talk about the clairs. And of
Right.
course, clair is French for meaning clear. And then whatever follows that means clear. So, for example, if it's clairvoyance, it's clear seeing, right?
Right.
Or
Right.
clairaudience, which is clear hearing. So,
Hmm.
there's actually six clairs altogether. So, which one's your favorite? I think it's clairvoyance for you, right? Which is the clear seeing.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a dominant. It's a dominant
It is for you,
square.
not for
Yeah.
me.
Right, right. No, I see stuff. So yeah.
Gotcha. And then there's the clairaudience, which is clear hearing, right?
Right.
And then I that's my dominant, I think.
I
And
agree
then
with that 100%.
the clairsentience is the next one. That's a really, really huge one. And I think that's going to be a big topic when we talk about clairsentience, which is clear feeling, because that's such a huge category. I have a lot of comments about clear feeling.
Right,
And
right.
especially, I'm surprised you don't identify with that because empaths are constantly saying, I take on the emotions of other, I take on their feelings, I take on their illnesses. That's clear feeling, right? That's that clairsentience. So,
Hmm.
I mean, that's a pretty strong one for you as well, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess I didn't. I forgot that that was part of it.
Yeah,
I always
I'm
just.
surprised you didn't say clairsentience was your dominant one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's funny because I always just identify with the empathic part as like its own thing, I guess,
But it's
but
being
it's not.
but see, yeah, because it can be perceived either mentally or in through feelings. I think it depends on how you perceive it. So the
Right.
clairsentience is a big one we'll talk about, which is again the clear feeling, which I think
Mhm.
is just a crazy big terminology. Then we have claircognizance, right, which is
Right.
the clear knowing.
Right.
That one's really tough to identify, and we'll talk about that when we get to that one. And
I
then there's the
agree.
last two, which is the clairalience and the clairgustance. And of course, the clairalience is the smelling, and then the gustance is the tasting.
Right.
So um,
So it's like the senses, but psychic,
they
you
are.
know?
They're really the same senses that we really already have, and that's why we're going to break them down just a little bit more.